Starting to rain here at Ohio Stadium Saturday after the spring game. The defense, the gray team, wins 40-31. A big day for the secondary. And we came into the spring thinking that the secondary had some things to prove. The way last season ended, the cornerbacks had issues all year. Safeties got exposed against Michigan, against Georgia. Today, I thought you saw the effect of a confident veteran secondary against some young receivers. Doug, what effect did you see that making, and how much of a good sign are you taking it that pretty consistently all spring there's been high regard for the secondary?
So I'll just talk about Denzel Burke because I talked to Denzel Burke. He was one of the few guys we got to talk to after the game, and he was saying he had fun this spring, and it was the most fun he's had playing football. And you can feel the confidence when he talks, and I think you can see it on the field. He was, as they talked all spring, guys getting their hands on balls. He just had a nice play where Carnell Tate, he said Carnell Tate's going to be a dog. Like, watch out for that guy. It's a true freshman. But Carnell Tate, ran a route that a freshman runs, and Denzel Burke is like, okay, and is all over him on a third down throw and just knocks it away, and it's like it's perfect cornerback play. So that guy feels himself as the leader of the room, and I think Saturday, to the 75,000 people here, he played like the leader in that room, and that is huge. That's it for me.
I think you're right. I think that is huge. I think a guy being kind of an alpha in that group, they haven't had one in the cornerback room for a while, and if he can step up and kind of create a presence, I think you can get a ripple effect, not just through that room, but maybe through the rest of the defense. Steven, who else from the secondary has impressed you today, or that you've taken a good sign this spring that it's coming around?
I'm starting to really love Davison Igbinosun. He's a little crazy. He was like, when I was still down on the field when they walked out the first time, not even like when they came out for good, and he's like hyping himself up, hitting himself in the helmet. He's a little, which I think you need at corner. I think you need a little crazy guy at corner sometimes. And they talked about all spring how he's raised the competition in the room. Denzel Burke agreed with that, but then you saw it on some plays. He played physical when we seen him in practice. He was physical when we saw him in the spring game. So I think a better way to maybe put it is the floor of the cornerback room has been raised. I think that's a good start with it. We want them to get back to the level they were for most of the 2010s. Well, we've got to start with raising that floor first. And I think guys getting healthy, but then adding Davison Igbinosun to that mix. Guys are healthy. Guys are ready to play, and so the floor is raised. And then now we go in the fall camp and see if we can get that ceiling a little bit higher and get it to the level it needs to be at.
We didn't get to see Jahad Carter today, right? He got tweaked something a couple weeks ago in practice. They just held him out today. The safety depth looks solid. I think we're still waiting to see who emerges as the frontline guys there and if there's playmakers, difference makers there. But there's some indications that could be coming too. So more optimism coming out of the spring than coming out of the end of last season as far as where Ohio State's secondary is. Get the text 614-350-3315. We're going to keep news, analysis, everything else coming at you through the offseason.
Sonny Styles, just got to say his name.
Right. Well, there'll be more about him on Buckeye Talk soon. And listen to Buckeye Talk wherever you can find podcasts. We got to get out of the rain.